Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Bad Company. I am your co-host, Brock Netter, and typically I would be joined by Derek Webb, but we got someone, we needed some championships in here, so who better to go to than Unioto quarterback Isaac Coy. Isaac, appreciate you coming on with me today.
I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Of course. So, I mean, I don't know if you know this, you're one of the most decorated athletes in Unioto history so far. You've been the quarterback for the last 2 years. You've won 2 gold balls, a part of the basketball team, 2 district championships. So pretty much ever since you have stepped onto a varsity field or court, all you have done is win. Kind of just just starting here, just take me through what's just the journey been like for you under center on the basketball court and just having this standard of winning, and how is it kind of just translated to just upholding a standard for you guys.
I think it comes first with the players and the guys around you. Mm-hmm. I mean, you really can't do anything without, having friends and whatnot beside you. And then I would say second is coaches. I mean, if you don't have good coaches, I mean, where would I be? You know what I mean? So I got to give it out to, Hoops and Combs and, all the major coaches that I've had up to this point. It's just been really awesome to have those guys and my friends, play beside me, and we've been lucky enough to win some games, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
So far in the last 2 years, I want to make sure that my math is correct. You guys are 20-3 with you as the starting quarterback, and you're 1-1 in the playoffs. I want to go back to your very first varsity start back in your sophomore year. What do you remember about that game? Just the feelings and taking the field and realizing, okay, I'm here, I'm the guy, I'm the quarterback. It's showtime. What do you remember from that game?
Oh man, I remember the week before we scrimmaged Miami Trace, mm-hmm. and at that point I was the backup, and that game got rained out, and I was getting the snaps from the second half, and we got thunder and lightning through that whole game, so we didn't get to play. So I didn't really know what was going to happen, but that next Monday, I got QB1 reps, and up to the game, I don't know if I ate anything before that. Actually, I did. I remember this. Caden Cutright, I hopped in his car, and I was so nervous. You could probably ask him. I was so nervous, and we went to Panda Express, and I'm surprised it all stayed in my belly, honestly. But yeah, I was beyond nervous.
Panda Express before a football game is certainly a choice. Oh my goodness. well, just throughout that year, there was the setting of a standard, and you guys upheld it and just continue to uplift it ever since. You guys went 9-2 that year, won the gold ball. I believe that was the second straight gold ball for you guys. You finished with one heck of a season, throwing 24 touchdowns. What was kind of the moment that everything kind of started to slow down for you and the game kind of started to get a little easier, maybe?
This is going to sound dumb, but when I just started to go out there and have no fear and have fun. I mean, some kids just get out there and their head just starts spinning, and it's just like, nah, you just got to take a deep breath and just focus and just have fun more than anything. Because, when I went to the sideline, our offensive coordinator would always tell me, just go have fun. Mm-hmm. And, at the end of the day, we're playing I'm still a kid, but it's a kid's game.
Yep.
So you just got to have fun and remember, what's most important.
Mm-hmm. That first start, that very first varsity start, you already gave us a great story. What was that first playoff start like?
Oh man, I was even more nervous for that one, I think. But I think when you're walking out of the locker room, especially for me, whenever I step on the field, it all just goes away, and I just kind of get into a rhythm. and I don't really like anybody, messing up my rhythm. So I stay in my zone, and I try and stay focused. But no, man, it was great. I love playing, West Holmes, and I can remember the week before they took pictures on our tank, and that lit a fire in us. But I don't think it was enough to come out with the win.
Well, you came back. You guys came back the very next season, and you just absolutely lit everything on fire. An undefeated regular season, ran through everyone, and then the playoffs come again. And up to this point, Unioto had only won one playoff game, if my memory is correct, and that was the shortened COVID 2020 season. So so in a way, this was kind of Unioto's first full playoff game. You got the full season, you got the full 10 weeks, to test yourselves, see where you guys got better, and then Columbus East comes rolling in, and that was such a hard fought game. I remember being on the sidelines for that. What were just the feelings going into that game, and they made it such a tight game in the fourth quarter. What was kind of going on the sidelines during that time?
Oh man, we knew. I think the score was 14-12 at that point, and I think that we were going to score. And I just remember, like, in the huddle, like all I was thinking was, if we score, it's a 2-possession game, and it's the fourth quarter, and I'd put anybody against our defense healthy. I'll say that. But just going out there and calling the plays and just having a time with my friends, especially those seniors. It was really fun and special. We just had to tell each other, we needed one more play. We just wanted to give each other one more play. I mean, guys were dying. That field was the muddiest field I think I've ever played on in my life. I think we might have wore white jerseys, and they weren't white. They were not white. So, everyone was hurting. We were all dying, but, it's to the point to where you can't just play for yourself. You got to look beside you and play for him.
That feeling of seeing all zeros go off and getting that home playoff victory, what was just that level of gratification that you guys had at that moment?
I don't think it could be put into words, especially because, as you said, the COVID season, and I think the season that was closest to that won a playoff game, if I'm not wrong, I think it was 1963. So it's been a little while. It's a feeling that I don't think I'll ever forget, because just looking up in the stands and just looking everywhere. I mean, I think people had tears in their eyes because it's almost never been done. It was just amazing. I don't know if I could put it into words.
Well, you guys have just taken that momentum, ever since then, and winning has just continued to translate for you. One heck of a basketball season as well. Had a great run, won a district championship, made it to the Sweet 16. What was the basketball season like for you guys? And just the effect of the effect of winning. How did it translate from football to basketball for you guys?
Well, for football guys, we don't really get a break. I mean,
True.
So
true.
you got to go one into the next. But once you get going a little bit, it gets a little easier. So I think coming from a quarterback who doesn't really get hit a lot, I thought
shout out to the offensive line.
Yeah, I love those guys. That's where we call those the big skill guys, because those are the
okay.
Those are the guys.
I like that.
But yeah, no, I thought it was decently easy because I just didn't really get banged up. But other guys, they were feeling it. But it gets to a point to where you get into a rhythm. Game about 6, you start to take off. So,
well, just. There's so much, I don't want to say hype around you guys, but there's a certain level of expectation that, surrounding you guys this year. And it's because of the work that you guys have put in over the last 3 years. What has this off season been like for you guys? And what's the excitement level to finally get under those Friday night lights this season?
Yeah, the off season. We all have to be in the weight room. You know, that's a thing, and it's becoming more of a standard for us just to be there. I mean, it sounds dumb, but when you're there, you're not doing something else. You know, you're with the guys, you're lifting, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and yeah, I think that the off season might be more important than the season because that's getting you prepared to what you're about to do. And you know, we take the off season very seriously, and we always try and get in the weight room as much as we can.
Since you mentioned the weight room, what's your favorite lift?
Oh gosh. So we got a new guy. His name's Doug. Shout out Doug.
Okay.
We love Doug. But he's big on hypers, and we got a machine to where we put weight on our feet, and we kind of swing our like legs back, and I'd say that's definitely. It's hard to explain.
So the imagery of this is I'm trying to picture it, and I'm not sure if it's coming together the way I think. So
it's like
are you guys hanging?
No,
or?
so you're grabbing something like this.
Okay.
And you're almost your bottom half is hanging off, and then you're holding on, and you're swinging your pretty much your feet.
Okay.
Like level with your back, so you'll start like this, and then you'll swing like this, and just over and over again.
Oh my gosh.
It's just I think it's fun, but you know.
I'll have to try this. I'll have to try this one time. I don't know when, how, or if.
I can show you. I can definitely show you. But
you know, I'd be up for the challenge. I'm always up for a challenge. The season is 2 weeks away. You guys open the season with Jackson, and it's a matchup that has a lot of people just salivating over, not just because it's the beginning of football season, but also because of the history, especially, you know, the most recent history that, you know, the level of success you guys have had, the level of success that Jackson's had over the past, you know, 2 decades or so. What are just your thoughts just about heading into that matchup, and you know, what does it feel like to play on a Thursday, because you guys have done this before as well. Is there any difference to it?
I mean, nothing beats Friday night lights, but man, sometimes, you know, you walk out on a Thursday. It'll be even more special for me because I'm a senior, but that's our first day of school. So we're going to be straight off the first day of school too. But I think that just builds suspense, and it just gets everyone engaged. And I mean, especially on a Thursday, you know, no one really, shout out Portsmouth and those guys down there. They helped us with that. But anyway, you know, it builds a level of suspense that you're not really used to. So I think that we've done it for a year, and, you know, they haven't. So I think that's an upper hand for us. But, you know, like you say, we've only had 3 years, and they've had, you know, 2 decades. So we definitely have that in the back of our minds too.
This season is a lot different for you guys from a few different perspectives. Number one, you're not Division 4 anymore. You guys are Division 3 now, and not just Division 3. I think you guys are, by numbers, the smallest school in Division 3.
Yeah, we are.
So your non-conference schedule, you guys upped it quite a bit. Obviously, Waverly's still there, a fantastic program,
Right?
But you guys swapped out Amanda Clear Creek, who was Division, at least I believe it was Amanda Clear Creek. You swapped them out, who was Division 5, and now you guys play Division 3 Athens as well. So it's not just that you guys are taking on a brand new challenge. You guys also went forth and decided we're going to challenge ourselves as well. What are Is there kind of any different way that you guys kind of tackle this season, being that, you know, you're in a higher division, and maybe that you guys are targeted even more so now?
I believe, you know, hoops is wired in our brains that it doesn't matter who we play. If they're a different color jersey, then they're your enemy. So it doesn't matter who we're up against. If you're not going to try your best, then why even show up? I mean, if you're going to step on the field and not give 100%, then why are you there? You know?
Fair point. Speaking of hoops, you've been under his tutelage, for the past few seasons. Was he your basketball coach your freshman year?
Yeah, he
Okay,
was.
okay,
Yep.
okay. So you've had him 1 year for basketball, and you've had him 3 years, soon to be 4, once the season completes for football. What has it been like? Playing for him for both sports, I guess I should say. And how has he helped make you better as a player and as a person?
I think that, obviously when I was younger, I'd remember him for basketball, but as I've gotten older, I love him. I mean, he's a very good person. He always cares for us. He never wants anything less than your best. So if you're not going to give your best, he'll let you know about it, and he'll definitely yell at you. But it's not to yell at you because, you're doing something wrong. It's because he knows you can do better. It's not because you're doing something wrong. And so.
Hoops is one of the most decorated coaches. He has one of the most decorated resumes also. But you also play for Matt Combs, who is also a legend himself as well. What has it been like the last 2 years playing for him, and how has he helped you be better as well?
It's been great, but for a coach of that caliber to come in, it's special. But you got to remember, it's his first year too. So my sophomore year was his first year. So we had to help him some, which came full circle. He obviously helped us, but I think that he just helps us with the basketball IQ is, I think, off the charts for him, and especially Coach E. I just think that them two together, it's not going to stop when I'm gone. It's going to keep going, and I think that they will for sure go farther than what we've had.
What have been some of your favorite memories, whether it be on the field or off the field, just you and your teammates, and just the bond that you guys have?
Well, the fair week just started, so I would say that being there, camping out with the friends at the fair. I would also say scoring a touchdown and throwing to some of your best buds. I mean, I don't know if there's any better feeling. Football is something that only happens to a certain amount of people, and the ones who experience it, it's almost life-changing because you just always remember it. You'll hear Hoops talk about just the brotherhood, and it's so true because you don't want to be doing anything else in the fall but that.
For you as the quarterback, where have you kind of seen the biggest growth for you when you take a look back at the past 2 years and those experiences? How have they helped you just be better going into your senior year?
Man.
See, every once in a while, I get a good question in. There are times I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna ask you, but here we are. Every once in a while, I get a little wood on the ball here.
I don't know, man. I gotta think about that one.
Well, while you think about that, let me give you a different one. Favorite play on the football field, one that you remember. What would be your go-to? What would be your favorite play?
Oh man, I don't know if scoring a touchdown is pretty favorable.
I mean,
but
true.
I think
you've done it 44 times in your career, so a lot to choose from.
I think one of the more favorable ones is like throwing a fade ball in the end zone and just having one of your taller guys. I was fortunate enough to play with Blake Hoops, and he just went up to just get the ball, and I mean it's just so fun to throw to. So I think like a goal line fade would be awesome.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Looking at this year's team, there's a lot of guys that you guys lost from last year's team, but there's also quite a few that you bring back as well. For this year's team, I know that the standard isn't changing. I know you guys have the same goals. I know you guys have certain things that you want to accomplish, but there's also quote unquote winning streaks that you guys have as well. How much do you guys think about the fact that for the last 3 years, no one in the SEC has beaten you? You guys are 21-0 in conference play. And how do you guys kind of just, navigate that week in and week out, understanding that every team is going to give you their best shot no matter what because they want to be the ones to knock you guys off.
Right. Well, I mean, realistically, you don't really think about the past seasons because they're irrelevant. I mean, they're in the past, so you don't really want to remember them. But I think moving forward, I think we're just brainwashed into thinking like, hey, that's gone with. We're 0-0 just like everyone else. So if you don't start out hot, everyone's gonna, everyone hates us, I would say. But I think it's a blessing. So I think that we just have to put one foot in front of the other and be where your feet are.
If I didn't ask you this question, there's one individual who would absolutely probably cave my face in for this. Nathan Winston. He's a great friend of mine, and he told me a story that he was your little league football coach. I don't know if you remember this or not when you guys were playing for the Raiders.
Yeah, no, I remember it. I actually remember plays, but yeah.
What do you remember from Little League and just playing under Nate? What do you remember about that?
Oh man. Well, I remember the first week of practice. I was like, well, it's a new team. You're scared. Mm-hmm. So we were all talking. So we were.
You were like 8, 9 years old, somewhere around here.
Yeah, we were 8 and 9.
Okay.
I just remember him and Frank. They were talking and they were like, well, I guess we're just gonna have to run the ball. And then I hate to I never want to brag, but like they were like, all right, let's see who can throw. And then I started to throw, and they're like, well, they looked at each other. I don't know why I remember this, but they're like, maybe we don't have to. So I think it was pretty unique for a little guy to just look up and just hear that. It's always fun to get glazed or whatever, but yeah,
a phrase I never thought we would utter on this podcast, but here we are.
Yeah. But I also do remember running poles, and that wasn't fun. I don't really like that. But no, Nate.
No one does.
I still remember, when I was going into the 6th grade season, which was our sanctioned, which is when hoops came in for football, and we went to flag. I remember the last year I played from, they gave me a towel and it had my name on it. So like just having that like in my room and just looking at it just gives me memories and flashbacks, and I don't think I could ever forget them.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome, Nate. I finally got the chance to ask him. Your guys' season, it obviously starts. On a Thursday. We're less than 2 weeks away from the start of your guys' season. What are your goals and expectations that you guys have set for yourselves this year?
I think one of my goals, every senior hoops has right on a board, and one of mine were to make the most memories because, as you're going up in the rankings, freshman, sophomore, junior, so on, you just kind of forget that time goes by fast, and you were once a freshman who just were just trying to figure out what to do and where to go, and now being a senior, it's just almost surreal and just. You never thought you'd be here, but you're here. And just being able to play with your friends one last time is I think it's just awesome. Yeah.
Are there any goals personally that you want to set in terms of whether it be school records, whether it be becoming the winningest quarterback in Unioto history, which I think you might actually have a chance to do. I'll have to double check about that. But what personal goals have you set for yourself?
Okay, well I'm gonna sound a bit harsh here. I don't really care about that stuff. Okay, honestly,
I respect it.
I want to win, and for the team, whatever that has to be. If that's running the ball every play, for a quarterback, doesn't sound fun, but if that's what's need to be done, that's what's gonna happen. But for individual goals, I think it's just making memories. I don't really have any, goals for being the most winning or whatever. I don't really care about that. I mean, my dad is a very good person and a very good man, and he's installed in me that it doesn't matter. Like no one's gonna remember you when you're 10 years from now. He's made that very clear. So. I got to give a shout out to him too.
Hey, all I'm going to say is you're going to be a Hall of Fame. You're going to be a Unioto Hall of Famer one day, and there's going to be a litany of accomplishments that you have, and a number of things that you were able to accomplish in these 4 years. Also, your freshman year, you threw 2 passes, you threw 2 touchdowns too, as well.
I did.
I mean, it's kind of electric stuff. Yeah. Early on, Hoops saw the vision, like, hey, we got to get this guy a couple reps. And sure enough, 2 bombs. You got to let it rip.
I know. I remember the first one.
What was the first one?
It was at Huntington. I'm not going to say the play because we still have it. But anyway.
Smart.
I threw it to, you guys will hear this name a lot, Levi Beam. I threw it to him on a 12-yard out. And I think he took it 64 yards. And, that was one. And then the next one was the goal ball game at Southeastern. I threw it to Luke Howard. He ran a hitch in the end zone. I threw him a ball. It actually tipped off a defender's hand and like literally went right in his chest. So So those are 2 that I will remember.
Almost had the incompletion, but nope, they had other plans. Well, Isaac, appreciate you coming in, man. This was such a blast. Best of luck this season as well. I'm sure that this will not be the last time that I talk to you, for sure.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this episode of BaD Company. I am Brock Netter. This is Unioto quarterback Isaac Coy. And football is about to be back. Next Thursday kicks off as the Shermans will take on the Jackson Ironmen. Be sure, if you are not there, you can watch the stream on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. Once again, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you next time.